All right. Good morning. Happy Monday and welcome to Off the Desk. I'm Julia O'Keefe.
And I'm Nick Antonakis.
All
Julia,
right,
thank you for having me this
Of
morning.
course. Nick, love to have you on always. Although today, we're not going to lie, our spirits are a little lower.
Yeah.
Than a typical Monday.
That is true.
Spirits are low. Nick, you're wearing all black today.
I'm mourning the loss of the Patriots season today. Unfortunately, yesterday was a sad day for all Patriots fans. Great to make it to the Super Bowl, but to make it that far and then lose it hurts right here. So.
It was a tough watch. The best part about the night for me, anyway, was the buffalo chicken dip.
The food was good at my place too. I was gonna say I was happy with the food. The football itself was.
Yeah. There's lots to talk about. There were a lot of good moments. I shouldn't say just the buffalo chicken dip. If you look at the halftime show and the commercials and things besides the football of it all, but we'll get to all of that today. This is going to be our Super Bowl special of Off the Desk today. So we're gonna kick it off. We'll start with the beginning. We'll start with the Charlie Puth's national anthem. I personally enjoyed it thoroughly. Any thoughts on?
I like Charlie Puth. Like he's a great singer, a great performer. I will be honest. I was running around my kitchen like a chicken with no head, trying to finish cooking. I had a calzone in the oven. I'm not the chef. Like we don't have it all here. Like I'm not a great chef, and I was literally running in circles as that was all happening. My friends were on the couch. And they were like, I'm like, has the game started? Like, no, you're good. Thank God kickoff doesn't actually happen at 6:30.
Yeah, there was time.
But I was like half in, half out for that whole until kickoff started. But I did hear his voice in the background. I mean, Charlie Puth, I've heard nothing but good things from him.
Oh, yeah.
Singing,
he's amazing. Super talented, perfect pitch, all the things.
He was a good choice.
Yeah, I thought it was a good choice. It was stripped down almost. It was him at the keyboard. Then they had the live orchestra and the band too, which was really cool. And yeah, I thought it was a great national anthem. Green Day was also the pre-show. You probably missed that.
I missed Green Day too.
You know, important things to set up.
And I wanted to see them too because when I heard that they were going to be there, I was like, "Oh, nice! I like Green Day. Like that'll be cool."
It was a cool kickoff show. So you hosted. You said obviously you're cooking it up and everything. Exciting. I had a chill night at home with my parents and my grandma. We watched it together. So it was great to watch it there.
Unfortunately, I couldn't stay back home in Arlington, but some of my friends came out here to my place.
Nice.
So that was good. It was actually the first time I've had like a traditional Super Bowl party in 2 years. Because the past 2 times when I've gone to the Super Bowl with Emerson, we were on the plane coming back as the game was happening. So I didn't really watch either of the previous 2 Super Bowls. So it was good to be back to like a traditional atmosphere of like, all right, now I'm like sitting down with food and appetizers and like watching the game in its full capacity in the comfort of my home. So.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, last year, I didn't end up watching. I think I watched the first half and then called it, went to bed because I was working the morning shift. Because, I was, I guess, Eagles fan adjacent last year because going to a Philly school, I figured, that's not a bad team to root for if the Pats aren't going to be in it. But this year I wanted to stay up. Although I was horizontal on the couch and figured if I started falling asleep, I wasn't going to fight it because I still had to wake up at 2:15. So I nodded in and out here and there. But if it was more exciting and more in favor of the Pats, I probably would have fought the sleep. But I gave into it and was in and out a little bit, but that's okay. I saw most of the important parts. For the game itself, the dreaded game itself that we're going to talk about now. You gave a great recap this morning, and you also nodded to what's to come because we do have to pick our heads up this morning. We can't, we can dwell a bit. I feel like we do have to. We're in mourning, clearly.
It's a little bit of a mourning, but like you said, we got to pick our heads up.
Yeah.
I was optimistic on the Patriots entering this season. People thought I was being too optimistic by saying we were going to get 10 wins. We totally blew those expectations out of the water. Making it all the way to the Super Bowl with a first-year head coach, a second-year quarterback. This team was basically all assembled last offseason. Like most of our defense, a lot of the players who made impacts on offense were not here 2 years ago for those losing seasons. So this was like a new band thrown together. It worked. We made it far. We played really well. So for that, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like I'm not really like, dang, we should have won that game because I knew it was going to be the toughest challenge of the season. Of course, it's going to hurt regardless, making it that far.
Yeah.
But Pats fans should be happy that, we had our presence known here in the Super Bowl just a year after only getting 4 wins.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll say even when they ran out for the first time and seeing Patriots on the ground, like seeing
it was
the
a
logos,
weird sight.
Yeah, even that. I even watched this morning a video from the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and they had 2 dog bowls out of kibble, and even having all the Patriots sides, they were running to see the dogs predicting and running to each team's bowls to see who was going to win. Actually, the dogs went to the Patriots bowl, but they didn't end up winning. Anyway,
I feel like everybody was jinxing. The dogs were all picking us. Everything that I saw, Drake bet on the Patriots, and for people who know Drake's betting habits, he tends to bet on the team that always loses. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, man, this is not looking good. I mean, the dogs are picking us. Drake is picking us.
I know.
I don't like all these people picking us.
I know. So even just seeing like Patriots everywhere in predictions and the logos and things like that, and, the special Super Bowl 60 jersey, like even that felt like, okay, we made it. Like we did something.
We're back.
So it was really cool. I will say I'm bummed for Drake May. I think there was a lot on his shoulders going into the game. And I think the I don't even know if would you call it an underperformance?
Well, let me first touch on this. You say a lot was on his shoulders, and I'll say that figuratively and literally. After the game, it came out because Drake May was dealing with a shoulder injury leading up to the game. He got a pain injection before the game for his throwing shoulder. So some people think that played an impact. He assured reporters that he was good enough to go.
Yeah.
I tend to side with that side. I really do think he was good enough to go. I mean, he's still dealing with pains, but I don't think that's the major excuse for his underperformance. It really falls on the offensive line. Yeah, Drake May didn't have his best game. He had some bad throws. That first interception he threw was woefully bad. It was like a shot through my heart. It was literally
tough.
It was so bad.
That was tough.
It was quite literally to a sea of Seahawks, but
felt like it was the Sea of Seahawks everywhere. I mean, even from the beginning, they could not get past.
Their defense was real, and I knew it was going to be tough, but I did not think it was going to be that tough. They really held us to a whole lot of nothing until 12 minutes left in the game. So part of it falls on Drake May. I thought our defense played great, but a lot of it falls on the offensive line and just the overall lack of experience that this team has. I mean, there was a lot of nerves, a lot of jitters that unfortunately just bit us too much.
Yeah, unfortunately. So looking ahead, I mean, to the offseason and the draft and everything, do you think what should the Patriots be looking for? You think they need to strengthen the O-line?
Yeah, that's probably going to be my number one spot to hit. A lot of people are saying that Will Campbell should move to left guard. In football, it works that the tackle is the outmost offensive line member. It's the hardest part of the offensive line to play, people say. So usually they'll say, oh, when an offensive lineman is good, but he's not talented enough, he should move in and play the guard instead. A lot of people are saying that Will Campbell should move to guard. I don't think that should happen. I think he was dealing with his MCL sprain. He was out for a good amount of the season leading up to the playoffs. As soon as he came back from injury, he was not nearly as good. So I think there's still some tendency that he was working with there with his injury. I don't think it's time to wave the red flags on Will Campbell. But with all that being said, that left side of the offensive line struggled. You got to be looking for some sort of help in the draft for that. And on the free agency side of things, there are 3 players. I mean, there's a good amount of free agents, but these 3 players stood out to me the most. K'Lavon Chaisson, Jack Gibbons, and, oh, God, am I going to forget the third? I know Austin Hooper was on offense. That was one that I was looking at, too. Those 3 players were really guys that I think that we should bring back and look to bring back onto the team this year. So,
all right. Lots to look forward to. I mean, for sure. I feel like this is a promising young team led by Vrabel, and hopefully this isn't the end of maybe a reborn dynasty. Who knows? We'll see.
Knock on wood.
We'll see. But before we end this block, I know you're going to get out there to try to talk to some fans today. And Anchor 22 News at noon. Nick does it all. Nick also saved a camera. I should say that. This morning in the studio, one of our cameras started rolling right when I was saying like good morning and welcome to 22 News, and Nick had already just done his headline, then ran to go save the camera, and then he came back and saved the day. So Shout out Nick Antonakis
Unexpected
for
things
doing it
happen
all
the time.
I know. You were right there, and it saved the day for sure. So it happens. It happens. All right.
That was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. All right, we're heading into a break right now. We're going to come back and we'll talk the halftime show. There's been a lot of comments online about that. So stick with us and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Off the Desk on this somber Monday morning, but our heads are being picked up and we are carrying on as passionate New England sports fans, which is funny because, I mean, we're two Massachusetts natives and there's a lot of Massachusetts natives in the newsroom, but there's also not.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a good mix.
Who are not. There's a good mix here. I mean, Andrew, our morning producer, is a very passionate Buffalo Bills fan. So our text from him this morning was like,
good morning, Patriots fans.
Good morning,
with
Patriots
the smile.
Fans. And we're like, Andrew, we're not.
That made me really not want to get out of bed. So I was like, oh, you know.
I know. Already on a day that we're staying up late and then we wake up to that. Okay, thanks. But no, it's friendly rivalries here.
Friendly banter.
Yeah. All right. So now looking to the, I guess, non-football side of things, that halftime show. Bad Bunny's halftime show was, I mean, many things. It was historic in the sense that it was the first ever all Spanish performed halftime show. It was, you know, a nod to Latin American culture, a nod to continental unity in a sense. It was a lot of things. I found it very entertaining, and I'll be the first to say I knew a few of Bad Bunny's songs just from like hearing them out and stuff, but I wouldn't call myself, you know, like a huge fan. I don't really listen to him in my free time or just like if I'm out, but I really enjoyed it. I thought the production aspect, the setting and everything was super cool, and it said a lot. There was a lot. So what did you think?
I thought it was a good performance. I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. I don't listen to Bad Bunny all that much, but I will say, as I was hearing some of the songs, my friends next to me were like, oh my God, he made that song. He made that song. He made that song.
Right.
Like there's so many songs that he's made that are so popular that people don't even know that he made. So I thought it was a good performance. I also have some friends that weren't there that are very big Bad Bunny fans. Okay. So they were happy with the performance too. But I liked the overall message of unity and love is stronger than hate and stuff like that. So I thought it was a nice message, and there were a lot of hidden Easter eggs like we were talking about during the break.
Yeah, I can talk about some of those. Yeah. There was a lot. It was, so in a sense, I mean, the whole setting of it, first of all, I have to talk about the walking grass.
I was going to say, that's the biggest Easter egg of them all. Those bushes were actual people. I did not know that until after the performance.
So those were actual people meant to represent the working class in Puerto Rico. The whole thing was, like I said before, not to Latin American culture, but also Puerto Rico, where Bad Bunny is from. Yeah, the people traveling, so they're traveling through the field of grass, and the grass is also traveling itself, revealing hardworking field workers, specifically sugar and fruit farms in Puerto Rico. Then you mentioned this before in the break, the electrical poles and how he's sitting on the electrical poles. So that was to represent the power outages that the island regularly faces due to outdated power grids, but also their susceptibility to natural disasters, and, you know, widespread power outages because of that. So that was interesting. And then the part where there's the TV and the little kid getting the Grammy award, or watching Bad Bunny get the Grammy award and then him receiving it.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be a young Benito.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep, a young Benito. So that kid was so cute too. He's sitting there smiling, holding.
He was so happy when he got the Grammy.
Yeah, and then it was so cute, and all the bodegas and people, you know, dancing through those. And then we get to the wedding. We have to talk about the wedding.
Yeah.
So I don't know if people haven't seen it by now on social media. That was a real wedding. They legally got married in the Super Bowl halftime show. And it originated because this couple, you know, people will throw out invitations to a bunch of celebrities. It's a trend to see like who will say yes, who will come. So this couple did that to Bad Bunny, and in turn, he invited them to his halftime show, and they were married.
Talk about that, getting married
on the world stage.
The middle of the fields during Super Bowl 6. You're getting married in front of the entire world. It's insane.
Yeah, insane. So yeah, I mean that was the gist of that. But then at the end, with the football, Together We Are America was powerful. God Bless America in the background. And, those stood out because those were, all the other billboards and all the other signage was essentially in Spanish. So for those words to be in English, I think the contrast there was powerful. And the celebrity cameos. I mean, Cardi B made her appearance. I know there was a lot of speculation.
Lady Gaga was there.
Lady Gaga. Oh, I love Lady Gaga's voice. It was incredible. But I know there was a lot of talks about it leading up to. There always is in a Super Bowl halftime show. It's probably the most scrutinized performance, arguably, of the year. In this one, it was controversial leading up to it because there was backlash about people saying that it wasn't going to be in English and stuff like that. But I think at the end of the day, it came down to, and what people are saying online too, is that it symbolized American unity, like I said, kind of across the whole continent. He was listing out not just Latin American countries, but also the United States and Canada, and made it nod to the Americas, essentially, which at a time right now is a message of unity and love that everyone can relate to, regardless of if you understood the lyrics, I think. So, and that seems to be what people are saying online.
I've seen a lot of that too. It's definitely been a mix, but like you said, it's always a mix when it comes to Super Bowl performances.
Absolutely.
People are going to love it. Other people are going to hate it. It's just, it is what it is every single time. But I mean, regardless, one of the biggest performances of the year, like you said. So, nods to Bad Bunny for his performance, and it's interesting to see every year who's going to do it. So
it is. On to the next now. So if you had the pick next year, do you have anyone that you would?
Oh man, I don't even know. I guess part of it to me depends on where it's going to be. And now I can't think off the top of my head where it's going to be next year. I know it's obviously decided, but
do we know?
I don't know. I don't know where it's going to be next year, but I feel like that always plays something into it. But then I'll think of somebody. Like last year was in New Orleans, and I'm a big hip hop fan, so I was like, oh, maybe it'll be Lil Wayne because he's from New Orleans.
Okay.
Like he's been bringing a lot of hype surrounding it, blah blah blah. Yeah. And then they go Kendrick instead.
Right.
So it always pivots to something random. Like somebody will just pop out of nowhere. Like I would have never been like, oh, Bad Bunny's going to perform at Super Bowl 60. And then when he popped up, I was like, oh, okay, all right, Bad Bunny.
Well, I don't think anyone would have thought Bad Bunny because, knowing that the whole thing was going to be in Spanish, but then that ended up being, he made history.
I mean, he was the top guy on Spotify all year.
Right,
so,
right.
I mean, the numbers don't lie that he was a popular music artist. But I see what people are saying about the whole, the language barrier being a thing, but art is art with music, so it can transcend that, like you said.
100%, the symbolism as well, and even the whole production value is
and they all pay for it themselves. It's crazy. That's the craziest part for me about the Super Bowl halftime show is that they're putting all the money into it 100%.
Yeah,
so
it's wild. I did just look it up. So next year is going to be at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. So still in California.
Okay.
So maybe, I don't know. The thing is, I would love to see a Lady Gaga halftime show, but with her being in this one, it makes me wonder.
She had one in the past decade.
I know, exactly. It wasn't too long ago.
Well, if it's in LA, I mean, I'd love to see The Weeknd come back because he had one recently, but it was COVID. So it was a little bit of a weird show.
I mean, also, this might not be known yet, but and I can't even say this is all the time, but I think about The Weeknd, he had just released an album. Bad Bunny had just released, his album, won Album of the Year at the Grammys and stuff.
So
depending on who releases, it could be.
Hey, J. Cole just dropped the Fall Off last week. Maybe it'll be J. Cole.
Maybe. Who knows? But, there is. You're a big J. Cole fan?
I do. I like J. Cole. I mean, that was a good album that he drops, and I mean, it was highly anticipated. Apparently, it's his last. So.
Whoa, then maybe
we'll see. But I mean, I don't know if J. Cole's big enough to take on the Super Bowl stage. You really got to be you got to transcend America in that sense.
And one that I'm gonna say I would love to see this, but I don't want it for her. I don't think Taylor Swift will ever do it.
Oh man, that one's gonna be a controversial topic.
That's why I almost anything this woman does, she gets so much criticism for it. And I like her music. I like her. I'm not a huge Swiftie. I don't know. I'd say I am, but mostly just because I like the music.
Yeah.
But I don't. She doesn't need to just focus on your wedding, Taylor.
I know,
She said no though. She has said no in the past. I don't see her ever doing it, probably for that reason. But
you never know. The NFL might be in cahoots with her now because of all the publicity that she's brought to the brand. So you never know. They could be like, "Hey, Taylor, we'll make you an offer you can't refuse."
We'll have to see. There's lots to come in the next season, and lots of music and lots of potential halftime performers.
All exciting stuff.
We'll have to see. Yeah, let us know if you have anyone that you would want to see do the halftime show, and stick around. We'll come back to. Of course, we have to break down the commercials because there were a lot of them and a lot of powerful ones. So stick around. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to these last few minutes of Off the Desk on this day after. Super Bowl Monday isn't really a thing, but I feel like it should be.
I feel like it's kind of a thing. It's kind of a not real thing, but it's also a thing.
Right? Like we have Easter Monday after Easter Sunday, so Super Bowl Monday comes after Super Bowl Sunday, right?
Makes sense.
I don't know. I mean, they've made that up. Anyway, all right, our last few minutes here, we're going to talk about, of course, the commercials, which people are talking about many of them online, but it's one of the most anticipated parts of Super Bowl Sunday in general. So there were a lot out there, including our 22 News commercial. Did you happen to see our ad?
No, because I was running around like cooking my calzone. I missed it. But I did. We got the link in our emails, of course. So I checked it out there. It looks very cool.
Yeah. And that'll be running, I think, a couple more times throughout the Olympics, too, which is exciting.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, my family was excited to see that. It was really cool. It's really cool. So look out for our ad during during the Olympics.
From here on out.
From here on out. Yes, but there were a lot that I enjoyed. I think my favorite was the Lay's potato chip ad. I mean, of course, it had a golden retriever in it, so I was automatically that was my favorite one, and I was emotional watching the dog roll. But it was cool. It was a girl and her father. They were farming for the potatoes, and then it was showing how it's generations and generations of farmers that are behind these potato chips. And eventually it shows them as she's a little girl, and then they're growing up, he's growing old, and then he says this is the last time. He retires, he hands her the keys to the farm, and they have a puppy in the beginning, and then the dog is old by the end. And I was just a sucker for that. And
the heart-wrencher.
It was emotional, but I liked it. It felt personal, familial. Showed the generations of work that goes behind something that we just, see as a snack, or it humanized it almost. So I like that one.
I mean, the Dunks ad, from a Bostonian perspective, gotta love the Dunks ad.
Gotta love it.
And it was like a thing, like more and more people kept popping up every second.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Tom Brady's outside in the window. You're like, oh, Tom Brady. So, especially considering all the flack he was getting leading up to the Super Bowl of like, oh, I don't have a dog in this fight, not supporting the Pats. But then he turned it around and was like, all right, Robert Kraft, good luck getting your 7th, whatever. So it's good to see him in that commercial. That was a funny commercial.
It was funny. I love Jennifer Aniston and the Friends cast, and you had Ben Affleck there, a take on Goodwill Hunting. Goodwill Duncan, and of course, not only the fact that the Patriots were in it, but so you're automatically catering towards all the New England fans out there. But that seemed to be well liked, and there were many celebrity cameos: Emma Stone, Sabrina Carpenter, the Backstreet Boys. But it leads to the question of when you look at all of these, what makes a good Super Bowl ad? What is it that makes us not want to get up in between quarters and commercials to do anything else because we were glued and we want to see the ads? What is it?
I think the biggest part, at least for me, is the people that are in it.
Yeah.
If you start seeing like you have Tom Brady and you cross over with Jennifer Aniston, for example, like all these random collabs that happen in commercials are what make them so entertaining, at least for me. Like, you're watching and you're like, okay, it's this person on screen. And then some other random person just comes in out of nowhere and you're like, okay, now this person's here. So
yeah.
I feel like that's the biggest part for me.
I agree. It's the celebrity cameos, because when we had Bob in here to talk about, even our ad that was going to be airing during the Super Bowl in the local slot, and it's like, okay, this has to be something bigger and better and different than anything that we've done. And of course, on, the national stage, the answer is these big names because, you're not necessarily seeing these people in your everyday ads. And it's also about, I think, the products that we like, because in your regular TV and you're watching cable, you're not seeing like all of your favorite snacks, all of your favorite beverages, all of your favorite platforms in one spot. But in the Super Bowl, you really are. You're thinking, yeah, Pringles, Dunkin', Pepsi, all of the main brands get their slot.
Yeah.
So I think you're also looking to see not only who's going to come next, but what's going to come next. And yeah, then also the aftermath, I think, is what makes people interested, because you see all the analysis and all the rankings. And then, I don't know, personally, I like to read and analyze. So I like to see what people thought of everything and what the meaning behind everything was. So I don't know. I think the hype makes sense because the aftermath is equal.
The story aspect, I think, plays into it too, like you were hinting to as well. Like, if something can rake you, because of course an ad's not going to be over 30 seconds in a lot of cases. So they got to rope you in right away. It's similar to what we do in the news. I mean, we're trying to hook people in with the story, and then you take them along for the ride and you give them a satisfying ending to what's next or whatever's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what came to mind for me with the Budweiser story. You start out with this little horse, the Clydesdale, and then the little
the
eagle, baby eagle, and they grow up together and whatever. So
yeah, it's powerful. There were so many. I wish we had more time to talk about them, but maybe we'll have you in again this week to continue discussions. But yeah, thanks for being with us on Off the Desk this morning. Lots more Super Bowl talk to come in our evening newscast and at noon. So be sure to check it out, and we'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Have a good one.